Yo, what is good, guys? It's your boy PhaseOne once again, letting you know that I just released a sample pack on Splice. It's called Rocktronic Samples by yours truly. Just came out like a few days ago, so I'm just going to give you a little rundown into what went into it. I'm going to show you the demo track, essentially, how I put it together using all the samples from the pack. So yeah, let's just dive straight into it. Starts off like this. Starts off with this little downfill thing. Pretty cool. Some ambient sounds. We've got this going on every second note. Kind of some creepy horror thing. There's a impact. Let's put a bit of reverb on that just to fill it out a bit. There's a loop going on here. Very low in the background, you can't really hear it. Just some downfallers, like white noise. What else we got? Just a whole lot of effects I've just stacked up. More just ambience. Can never have too much ambience. Some rises, I guess. What's this? Yeah, somewhat. Some dissonance. Lots of tonal droney stuff, which I love that kind of stuff. All about it. Little riser. Yeah, lots of that stacked up. And then this is I think it's the main riff. It's a little guitar part that I recorded. It sounds like this. Just like tapping one note and letting it go to the open note. Reverse vocal into a scream. So yeah, that's kind of the build up. It's just some ambience with that little guitar tap, and there's some rides going on just to keep the time, so you know what tempo it's in. 140, baby, 140. Yeah, so every single one of these sounds is in the sample pack. All these samples have been, well, not all of them, but a lot of them have been part of my own personal library for a long time. But yeah, I thought it was finally time to share my secret sauce with the world. But I also created a lot of samples for the pack, specifically that I haven't used before as well. So a bit of both. But yeah, royalty free, baby. You just get on that and just plug and play, essentially. Next section, it goes into a metal section. Some nice chugs. There's a kick I recorded. Yeah, not much processing at all on there. A snare. One of my favorite snares of mine. And where are my cymbals here? Yeah, some cymbals here. I've got cymbals grouped into their own group as well. Straight up metal. Yeah, that's kind of the drums. I'll play them together. Nice little fill there. Very cute, very cute. So then the other parts that are going on there, there's still a lot of effects that I continued going from the intro. There's just basically some background nonsense. While in the meantime, there is the guitars. This is a loop. This is a loop from the pack that I just chucked in there, just to give you an example of some of the loops that are in the pack. Some heavy shit. And there's a nice big growl. yeah, I mean, I've called it Rocktronic, but you know, it's heavy stuff. It's a pretty heavy pack. Like when you think of Rocktronic, I guess some people think of just like not that heavy, but I don't. You know, I kind of coined the term metal step, but I don't. It kind of sounds cheesy. So I prefer using the terminology Rocktronic. Just sounds a bit cleaner in my opinion. But yeah, you know, if you've been following me for a while, I've been doing Rocktronic for the last decade, and I've got some other sample packs as well. If you haven't heard those before, this is my second splice pack. There is one I did in 2020, which did really well. So this is my follow up to that. So if you haven't heard that, you can go check that out as well. But I'm super proud of this one. This one is way more current, you know, in terms of sound design and relevancy and all that. So yes, I'm a big fan of the pack. Following on, let's so I pretty much got this little synth dissonant loop going out through the whole sample pack. Basically, you can see it all the way to the end. It just carries it. It keeps it all kind of like feeling like a song. It's not meant to be a song. It's meant to be like just an example of what's in the pack. But like, you know, me being the songwriter that I am, I tried to have it flow in some sort of sense. That's just me. I'm a weirdo. Anyway, next it goes into a build up. So yeah, drums are just, we'll open up the drum group. Drums are just same thing really, just the kick. Got a little snare roll here, which is a loop. I just kind of put some phase on it just to make it make sense in this context. The cymbals as well. Diddle-a-dan-dan. Cute. Little build up. And then it goes into the drop. What else is going on in the build up here? We're starting to introduce some of the basses, so it's like a little square 4 kind of riff, which is a loop in the pack. Super subtle in the background. This one is more so the main sound in the drop. Yeah, that's kind of the main sound in the drum, which you'll hear in a sec. It's also a loop in the pack. More of the same effects, kind of just repeated throughout. You know, just added some extra things for shits and giggles. I love this. I love this riser. Super cool. Yeah. What else is there? Tesla. I call it Tesla because it kind of sounds like a Tesla starting up. Lol. Yeah, more of the same stuff. Another riser here. It's the same one from the intro. And then there's this riff as well, which is another loop, a guitar loop. And there's some like vocals in the background kind of being introduced as well to lead up to the pre-vocal drop. Let me solo it. And then there's a little, this guy is not in the same group. I quite like what I did with this, and I think this is it's a really strong example of what you can do with the pack. So I am kind of treating this like a song breakdown in a sense. So let's get into the fun stuff. The drop. Here we go. Cool. So then in this section, we introduce some different drums because it goes from having all the acoustic drums for the metal stuff, and then it goes into having the heavy dubstep stuff. So I've got groups within groups here, EDM drums. So you'll hear so just a really fat kick. I love this one. I use that all the time in my own songs. This snare I made for my Hollow remix. I remixed Hollow by Dabin and Kaiwachi last year, and this is the snare I used, and I really love it. And I was almost not going to give it away, but I did. So it is yours to keep. It's super cool. Pan snare with like a kick underneath, and then these little guys, little laser kicks. I just kind of put them in a little rhythm, so it kind of sounds like a little. It's cute, very cute. The cymbals, just all one shots. I just use one shots for this, but there are a bunch of cymbal loops as well in the pack. But for this example, I just looped. In some quarter notes. Super simple. The basses, it's kind of a combination. I just kind of, played a bit of Tetris and dropped and dragged some of my favorite basses from the one shot folder. So you got these ones. Super cool, and you got like a little long boy in the background. I've got him high pass a little bit just so it doesn't interfere with the low end in that, because by itself, like all the basses have sub in it, so that's why I took the sub out of this one, because you don't need two subs. And then this guy, he's kind of like our 8th note carrier. That's the same sound that was being introduced in the build-up, and with the quarter notes, but then together they sound really cool. Some more just background carrier stuff. What's this guy doing? Just hanging around. I think it's more for accenting the 8th notes. Some background effects just to fill out the back of it. Same here. Effects and stuff. This guy again throughout the whole song. Love him. I love some dissonance. These guys go throughout the drop as well. This is actually a vocal chop from my song Icarus. Just kind of chopped up and made like a little effect. So I kind of added that because I thought it was really cool. Yeah, that's kind of it. So what I did here, I come from a metal background, and I love tempo changes. I love time signature changes. There's much less of that in EDM because it's dance music. But I thought it was really fun to do a nice fat tempo change halfway through the drop. So it goes from 140 to 110. I'll play it from here so you can hear it happen, but this part is so fat. Yeah, I love that shit. It literally slows down within like a bar. It's kind of like that in like, it happens a lot in like metal breakdowns. Like it'll go from like a breakdown and then it'll do another breakdown that's even slower. That was kind of my mindset behind this. So then it kind of switches up into like a new section really. So there's like new drums, new kick, new snare. It's still a sample pack demo, so I'm trying to like show different sections, I guess, using completely different elements. So the drums here are like new snare, sick snare. Most of these snares are just made in Serum, honestly. A couple in Operator and a couple in Kick 2, I believe, yeah. Anyway, so this is another loop, which is super sick in the slowdown section. Yeah, super sick. And like, as I said, like, there's no processing going on. Like, all there is here is a tiny bit of delay here just to fill out this next little bit. Like, drop and drag, baby. We love playing some Tetris. A different scream in the background. Same effects. I just kept that going. That's kind of it. Oh, and wait, did a different vocal scream in the background as well. And I'm a huge fan of reverse vocals like this. Just adds so much like anticipation. So some screams carrying out that to make it feel extra heavy. I love that. It's so cheeky. You think it's done, and then it's not. So it's like yeah, it goes into this little yeehaw sample that I made. I recorded two. I have two guitars in the studio. I've got a 6-string. This is the bad boy that I record a lot of my stuff on. It sounds so nice. I've got my 8-string as well, but I mostly just use that for like chugs and really low, genty note stuff. So yeah, nice little cowboy yeehaw riff there. And all I did to that was high pass it a bit and add a tape stop to make it disappear at the end. But yeah, super cool. Then it comes straight back into it when you weren't expecting it. Then it goes into a new section where we change tempo, so it goes from 110, and then as soon as it hits this next bit, it goes to 174. I just wanted to show the diversity of the pack. You know, it's just in my nature. I get bored of doing the same thing over and over. You know, that's why most of my songs all sound so different. You know, some producers, all their songs sound the same. Me, it's always different. Like, I rarely use the same sample twice, which is a blessing and a curse. Anyway, so it goes into this section. So the main little riff is this. Nice kind of crunch, clean crunch. Some chugs in the background to help the build up. So this part, this is probably the only thing that's not, I mean, it is in the pack, like this vocal is in the pack, but then for the demo pack, I just kind of chopped it up and made a little melody out of it, just using the transposition part in Ableton. So just getting the same little sample and just chopping it up into like a little melody like this. So yeah, I didn't put that melody in the pack, but you can easily recreate that, or you know, do whatever you want with it. But yeah, everything else is in the pack besides that loop. So I love this guitar riff. You'll hear it here. drums. Let me show you the drums real quick. So like for this, I literally just dropped and dragged one of the drum loops, same as the build up. Kind of, yeah, chopped them a little bit just to make them. I think there's like 4 different loops there that are kind of made. You know, they're all made using very similar samples, so it doesn't sound too disjointed for this. Yeah. Very good. Another one, slightly different drums, but like for the example of this, it doesn't really matter. It's a demo track. So we've got the halftime drums there just to switch it up. And in that second half, we introduce the that little synth. Just yeah, super simple little RP thing that I made in Serum, but it's super nice for backgrounds. Outro, that same little riff, but I've down-pitched it an octave. But that kind of gives you a good example of what you can do with the pack. There's obviously so much more. I probably only used like 10% of it in this demo, so there's so much more for you to go play with. So yeah, it's out now on Splice. It's called PhaseOne's Rocktronic Samples on Splice now. I'll put the link below. And if you like that one, you should go check out my previous Splice pack. That one was called PhaseOne's Metal Step Mayhem, lol. But yeah, it's also a good pack. I'll also link that down below in case you wanted to check that out. But yeah, I'm working on an album this year, so I'm touring a lot less. I'll still be doing dates here and there, support gigs and spot dates, some festivals, but no big headline tour. I did that last year, and yeah, it was great, but it wrecked me. So this year, writing album number 2, and then next year I will be doing another big tour to tour that album. So wish me luck. So yeah, thanks guys. I hope you enjoyed the pack. Any producers out there, if you make something with the pack, send it to me. I'll be sure to share it online. And yeah, until then, enjoy, and I'll see you on the road potentially this year. Peace.